Welcome to Generation Dragons, episode 41. Steve, how you doing?
Hello, Clint. Good to see you. Doing well, my man.
Halo to you, Steve. Halo to you, too. So as we kick it off, everyone wants to say thank you for listening and tuning into our YouTube channel. 41 episodes in, 40 if you've only been watching the YouTube, but if you've been listening to us on your podcast, we're at 41.
Yeah, you get that one little bonus.
One extra bonus, the first episode. Because our recording was very bad, and that's what it is. Anywho, it doesn't matter. Again, click like, subscribe if you like what we're talking about. Today, Steve and I are going to discuss our first impressions of Halo, the campaign, as well as the Game Awards and the goodness that came out of that. So, Steve, you've had a few more hours with Halo than I, probably more like 5 or 6 hours longer than I have, or longer. The joys of having little kids. But what's your thoughts? How are you thinking? How are you feeling?
Loving it. I'll say the negatives first. The biggest negative for me, and we all knew this ahead of time, no co-op campaign, no split screen, either or. And I'm a huge co-op campaign guy, so that was disappointing. It is coming, but it's kind of one of those things like I would book off work to play with a buddy, and I just didn't see any point because I couldn't play, so I just played whenever. That said, gameplay's phenomenal. It's smooth, it's fast. It felt comfortable in my Elite Series 2 117 controller, might add, by the way. So it felt really good. Loving the grapple hook. The grapple hook just adds so much to the game. Like, I melee most of my opponents now. I just, bang, bang, done. Keep going. And it's just loving the upgrades because you can upgrade your equipment.
Yeah.
I think my happiest memory right now from the game is the first time I took on hunters with the grapple hook. They go to shoot me and I just zip behind them. They spin around, zip behind them. A lot of fun. So enjoying it. Nice. Really missing the co-op part of it, but overall loving the game. So your little experience that you've had, what do you think?
Well, I would agree with you. So the part of the reason why I haven't played too much of it either is because Kathy likes to play the game with me as well, and she hasn't been really around when I'm playing the game to see the story. So I may actually completely erase my save file because I do only have an hour or so in just to restart it so she can get the whole impact of the start of the game and everything that happens there. So we won't go into any of the story details other than the stuff that's been shown because I don't want to ruin it, but that's really what it is. I mean, I'm liking the story. I know some people who, some other sites and stuff like that who've played further into the game or completed the game have said that the story is kind of confusing if you don't read the other medias or
I heard the same thing, and I kind of expected that.
Or new to it, but then I'm thinking about it, and I jump in there, and I'm like, if I didn't know who this guy was, Atriox and the Banish and all these, all the other people.
You kind of figure it out pretty quick with the story. But I'm further along.
Exactly, but that's
monologuing things.
But that's exactly what I mean. Where if you played Halo 5 and then jump into this one, I can understand where the loss would be because it doesn't from the get-go. There's not from what I've played. There's not the connection there. It doesn't really give that explanation. However, brand new to Halo. This is a brand new story. If you want to go back to understand what happened and how everything led to everything, you can go back and play the other games or read the stories and all that fun stuff. I mean, I like it because
it's such a huge franchise. There's
so much. Yeah. And that's one thing I like with it because I can actually go back or just Zeta Halo and all that stuff and the Atriox and the Banish and all the books, the most recent books that I've been reading, and all that stuff is referenced in there, and so it's really it's nice because I'm oh yes, it's kind of fan service there. So plays a dude when I put it on, I was like, oh man, this is just like playing OG Halo. This is
it plays better obviously because you can run at least but the one thing I'll mention is if you are going back to start over, you might want to consider changing the difficulty, because I didn't like this about it, is I can't change the difficulty on the fly. So I
Right.
started playing as normal, and I was just killing everyone left, right, and center. Like, it was really too easy.
Yeah.
Now that I'm further in, it gets tough, but I'm thinking of getting out and then turning it on. You can get out of the game, end it, and then turn on a harder setting and get back into the game. So I'm thinking about doing that, but I'm loving the quick resume. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just, because especially as a dad, I'm sure you know, and just getting stopped like every 20 minutes or something. And so pause, get stopped 5 minutes, pause, but I just pick up right where I was. So I love it. Like yesterday,
Oh yeah.
I was trying to play in the afternoon. I was done everything I had to do for work, and literally the console probably sat on pause most of the afternoon because I kept having to answer emails and things. But
Yeah.
I tried,
Right.
but couldn't get to it. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, and that's it's definitely a nice feature on Xbox with the quick resume jumping in.
loving it.
Funny enough, I mean, I was just about to give it a go on my PC here before we jumped on this call, just to do a little bit of quick comparison to see how it runs PC versus
That's a good
console. But yeah, I mean, like I for me, the disappointing stuff, like you said, no co-op, couch co-op. We know it's coming. So that's why I'm kind of taking my time playing, because it is something that I play with Kathy. And then I don't like that we can't go back. The mission selection.
You
That's
can't
the
redo
other
checkpoints.
piece. Yeah.
So if you miss something or want to try to find something, you can't really go back. So you
I
go
know
back
that's
to the area because it's open world and explore.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's that, but you can't redo something if you missed.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, I mean, I know that's coming back, and it kind of makes sense. It is, because it is supposed to be a open world. It's more of an open world game anyways now. So I get it, right? Because if you play Assassin's Creed, you can't go back to redo an Assassin's Creed mission.
Yeah, that's
right?
what most games don't let you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So the one thing I did like is they remind you all the time that you're not doing the mission though.
Uh-huh.
So I won't get too far without, because I don't want to ruin anything. But the weapon or your new Cortana keeps reminding me, so we still have to find blah blah blah. I don't want to wreck anything before we can proceed. And I'm like, yep, I know. Fast travel over to the other side of the map. Oh, there's a camp I didn't destroy. Going in doing that.
So I guess that could get kind of annoying, right? Because it leads you into mission after mission anyways, right? There's no real separate. Like,
so you could
there's cut scenes,
all the other stuff and just do the story.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Well, there is one thing I don't like, and it might be just I got shitty at driving, but I've been playing Halo a lot lately, and I'm pretty good at driving all the vehicles except the stupid Phantom. But anyway, Banshee. But I find the terrain is so unforgiving for any of the vehicles. Like, it's so hard to get driving everywhere. You just get stuck all the time and twisted. So you don't really get much momentum. You have spots, like where run down people and that. But for the most part, I find driving, especially like a Warthog, frustrating. And not having a smart gunner sucks. Like, of course, there's UNSC people that can jump in, but they just die so fast that, But if I had my co-op campaign guy there, I usually do the driving. They usually do the shooting. We would have been mopping up the floor with a Warthog. But now I just purposely pick a gun goose, because I don't want anyone with me, because they just die so fast, and I like the guns on the gun goose. Otherwise, I can't. Can't drive a Warthog and shoot at the same time. So
no, makes sense.
Tip to you when you start fighting. You know what? I'm not going to say it because it'll ruin some of the story. I'll tell you when we get later.
Yeah.
Yep. Zipped.
Cool. So now, given our impressions of Halo, perfect segue into the Game Awards. Did you watch the Halo live action TV series trailer?
I did.
What's your thoughts?
I'm pretty excited for it. I was skeptical about it and where they're going, and with the main actor saying he wants to have his helmet off most of the time, and this, I'm like, you're doing the Mandalorian thing. You're not supposed to see the guy's face. But it looks freaking amazing. Like, if you take that in and just the whole UNSC world, just the whole Halo world, like, we haven't really seen anything but the UNSC at this point. I'd like to know where it's happening. I'd like to, there's so much going on. And I'm pretty sure they showed Dr. Halsey, possibly Avery, Sergeant Avery Johnson. But yeah, I'm in, hook, line, and sinker. They have to really mess this up for me not to like it. Like it could be
Yeah,
bad
100%.
and I'll still like it.
Yeah.
So
Hey, man, it's like me and Halo Nightfall. Everyone hates Halo Nightfall. I didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it either.
Forward Unto Dawn was much better, but anyways,
Mhm.
no, I mean, I saw it and I was like, holy crap, there's the high charity.
Mhm.
This it gives me Mando vibes hardcore. So I'm just like, yes, I'm super excited for this, because if they take that same kind of concept of the Mandalorian, and put it into Halo, I'm all for that. My only concern is they're not going to have Steve Downs doing the voice for John, which, I mean, if
So that'd
it
be a
makes
letdown
sense,
for sure.
it makes
But
sense that
how's the
they
actor supposed to do it when
don't.
his helmet's off, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. But why take his helmet off? Don't let him take his helmet off.
Yeah, 100%. I get from the actor's creative point of view, you can't see his face
Yeah.
and what he's doing. I totally get that. But this is the role you signed on for. This is what,
Yeah, yeah,
Master Chief is. He never has the helmet off.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there's one part I laughed where he first acquires the weapon. This doesn't ruin any of the story. And she goes, "Oh, that's what they smell like. They smell pretty bad," because he's fighting a bunch of brutes. And he's like, "You can smell." He's like, "Well, I have access to your sensors, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And she's like, "But don't worry, you smell fine." And I just laughed. I'm like, "That's pretty funny."
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
But,
Yeah. So the video game one. So the Halo one most. What was that? What Halo one for Infinite was? We had it on this list. Oh,
so
Player's
yeah, it
Voice.
won for
Player's
Players
Voice Award.
Choice Award. With I think it's a little hokey. Like it only launched 2 days ago and it won an award. Um, Technically, it just made it in, but it didn't make the cutoff for review. So this should be on next year's.
Yeah.
Wait till we get all the other pieces in play and how it plays and see. Players' Choice Award, though, it's the only one the critics don't have any control over. It's literally what the
Yeah.
players want. And Halo was big right at that time, and everyone just voted Halo.
Yeah,
Not,
well, hey, the multiplayer, but you can't remember Halo
well,
is big on the
multiplayer's been out
multiplayer,
for
right?
a couple of
That's
weeks or so, a few weeks
yeah.
actually.
So
But
so
at
there's
the same
people.
time, I just thought it was a little hokey because, I want to see what it actually does. But it's the player's choice, so you can't argue, right? It's literally what they picked.
Yeah, and again, I mean, a lot of times it's multiplayer is what the focus is, anyways. Not everyone plays Halo for the campaign, so
I'm very backwards that way.
that could exactly be what it is, right? So,
Yeah.
in trailers. So, did you see the Matrix stuff? Did you
Oh
try?
yeah, it looks
Did
like
you down? Did you download the
I haven't. No,
experience? Oh, okay.
no. So I'm trying not to take anything away from playing Halo right now, because if I
Yeah.
get pulled away into something else, I don't want to I haven't played it in a few days. I got to go
Yeah.
all in on
No.
this one because it's my jam for the campaigns. But
Yeah. No.
looking
This
at
one's
the
good.
Matrix, it looked like real people. Like, I was like,
Dude,
what?
it's pretty impressive. So I did play it. I've played it on the Series X. I downloaded it on the PS5 and Series X. So I haven't tried it on the PS5 yet, but it's really cool. It's pretty impressive. So they have like the person, and then like Keanu, and then he talks to himself, the digital version of it, and it's just exactly like the transition is ridiculous. And
Oh
like
man.
I'm like if they can use that similar technology, if that's Unreal Engine 5 for like that Star Wars Eclipse game, I'm like, well, this is how I want my media all the time, because then you can
Yeah,
have
seriously. Why do we need
crazy looking
actors
aliens.
anymore?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
need
Right.
voice actors. That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's cool. It's just to show off of both the Matrix and then Unreal Engine 5. So I want to do the comparison between Series X and PS5. The one downfall to it, and this has been a thing that bugs me beyond belief, is the film grain that they start putting on games.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
So it's pretty
I don't want to
ramped up,
regress.
and yeah.
Like I do love my 80s and retro games, but not when they're brand new. I don't like it like that.
Yeah. So that's the one downfall with the Matrix thing. The other one would be the Star Wars Eclipse trailer by Quantum Dream, Quantic. I can't. Anyways, I always forget the name of the developer, but it looks sweet, man. It's the developer that did Detroit, that did Heavy Rain, did Beyond Two Souls, Beyond Two Souls. Like, I'm like, oh man, I'm in. If these are the guys making it and it's that style of game, Like, sign me up. I'm ready to go. It looks like it's the High Republic, which is cool because that's the direction that Star Wars is going now.
It's kind of very much a mystery, though.
Yeah, exactly. I only say it's the High Republic because there are multiple Jedis. The way Yoda had like white hair, he actually had like thickish hair when they show Yoda looking out Coruscant and stuff like that. So I'm guessing it's
You're probably not far off because it's before the fall of the Jedi and everything like that. So
exactly. So that's why I'm thinking it's High Republic, because that's where all the media is. The comics are going that way, other than like the mainline Star Wars comics, but every other Star Wars comic is High Republic, and then all the new novels and stuff like that are High Republic stuff. So that's my guess.
One game I was pretty excited for that was mentioned, it was the Star Trek game. Right. I'm a big fan of the Telltale games. If I just want to have a lazy experience where I want just pay attention to the story, you have the odd quick time event and walk around, but it's not like crazy action. If I'm tired and want to relax, it's a good type of game to play. And this Star Trek game is going to be one of those type of story-driven games. I don't remember if it was Telltale that is doing it, but I thought it was. I read that it was Telltale. If it is, I'm on board with that. I'll love it. When I first saw it and saw the graphics, I'm like, oh, that looks kind of crappy. And then when I realized why, because I just watched the Star Wars Eclipse, then I watched Star Trek, and I'm like, oh crap!
As
Clint's
per
never
usual,
gonna let me live this down.
As per usual.
And then I realized what type of game it is, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so. give it a little bit of a break. No, I mean, that's pretty much why I watch the Video Game Awards, is for the trailers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
kind of a little disappointed that Nintendo didn't have a big trailer. They've done it in the past. They've announced few things in the past at Video Game or at the Game Awards. But hey, I'll let it. Nintendo Direct is likely my guess would be February is the next Nintendo Direct after the after the new Pokemon comes out. And yeah, I'm just, that's it. Okay, cool. So, Steve, Sonic is one thing that we saw at the Game Awards. Ben Schwartz and Jim Carrey were there to show off the Sonic 2 trailer, which I am super jazzed about. So, I know you watched it before and you've rewatched it just recently. What are your thoughts? What do you think? And then let's chat about it.
So, Sonic Frontiers, or do you want to talk Sonic 2?
Sonic 2, the movie.
Yeah.
We'll talk movie.
Since you just said Jim Carrey, yeah. So, I'm pretty excited about it. I'd like to see how they put Knuckles against Sonic, and we'll see how that flows out. And if Sonic becomes Super Saiyan Sonic or Super Sonic,
yeah,
with the Chaos Emeralds and that. But I mean, they did such a good job with the first one. How can they go wrong? Knock on wood.
Whoa, relax, Stephen. That's sequels are not always better.
I know. That's why I said knock on wood. I'm like, what am I saying? I'm just jinxing it.
Yeah.
But go on. You're the Super Sonic fan, so what are your thoughts?
Oh man, so it's cool because the one thing I love is when they show the Sonic 2 title, they do it like Sonic 2, OG Sonic 2, like from the Genesis, like give you Tails written out and all that stuff. I mean, if you recall from the OG Sonic movie, I don't know why I say OG, but the Sonic movie pre-COVID, because it was the last movie I saw.
Before COVID.
Before COVID. At the very start, the Enchilas.
We saw that, I think, together.
Yes, we saw. Yeah, we did see it
because we both had Sonic shirts on and stuff like that. And I'm like, we're a bunch of old guys watching this movie.
Yes, that's who they made it for, friend. That's who they made it for. So the Enchilas. I think that's what the animal's called. Anyway, so Knuckles and his race of, beings. At the very start of the Sonic movie, you see them chasing Sonic, young Sonic, and the owl kind of stops them. Now they're back in here. Now, it's kind of hard to take it from Sonic 2 on the Genesis, but the whole idea is Knuckles is bad at the start before they become friends with Sonic and Tails and Amy and Big the Cat and all that good stuff. It's all Robotnik, or Dr. Robotnik, is who brings Sonic in, or Knuckles in, and was like, haha, you're after the Chaos Emeralds, I'm after the Chaos, like, let's work together. Sonic is the bad guy. That's kind of the whole idea, right? However, it'll be interesting to see how they kind of tie in, how they introduce Knuckles. And I'm going to say he's going to be like a last like half hour type of introduction, right? Like Sonic is going to be there. He's going to be doing his own thing, trying to save the world pre everybody else. And then Robotnik is going to show up. And
so Knuckles is manipulated by Robotnik, kind of thing.
So
coming to take on Sonic.
Exactly. Exactly. And then Tails. And
Sonic doesn't know his potential, and Knuckles will kick his ass until the end.
Exactly. That's likely what's going to happen, because I mean, I would assume that's exactly what it is in the video games. No matter how they do it, I'm still going to be happy because it's a Sonic movie that doesn't suck.
Right. It's sort of like the Halo TV series.
Yeah.
I can't really mess it up enough for me not to watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's exactly it. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they do it. And like how Robotnik gets out of Mushroom Kingdom and stuff like that. Like Super Mario, like Mario and Princess Peach and Luigi must be fighting Robotnik in the Mushroom Kingdom. That's where they. Like, so
everyone thinks it too, right?
Exactly. I wonder if that's going to be the crossover, and that's how they're going to introduce the Smith Mario movie.
I mean, if I lived in a Mushroom Kingdom, I'd be high as heck and be going up and down pipes and fighting these weird turtles and things like that. They're probably actually just people that are in my way.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, man, I'm super excited for it. I've been. Yeah, like I'm a big fan of Sonic, so I'm like, yes, let's go, let's do this. I can't wait to see what other like little hidden gems they have inside of it. So I'm pretty jazzed. Well, then you had mentioned Frontier. So Sonic Frontiers is the new Sonic game. Rumor has it's open world. So I'm kind of inclined to think it's going to be like Sonic Adventures on the Dreamcast, and I'm effing hoping that's kind of like that, but then not be so empty and not like linear open world. It's like Sonic Adventures. However, that's a 2022
23, isn't it?
2020. Well, it came out in 2022. Comes out in 2022. Sorry, but Sonic Adventures came out on the Dreamcast. So 22 years old now. So like, I'll give it a break.
I thought the game was still 2 years out. It's coming out in 2022.
Yeah, dude, it's 2021.
Yeah, I know. I thought there's all right. Yeah, you're right.
It comes out next year, holiday 2022. It says.
Yeah, you're right.
So a year from now. A year from now. Man, I have no idea. I can't wait to see more stuff. Right, like we're just on the 30th anniversary of Sonic right now, so I'm really jazzed to see what else they're going to show at Frontiers.
Jeez, you were 3 the first time Sonic came out.
Yeah.
2, actually. Yes. You weren't 3 yet.
Yeah, I wasn't 3 yet. Yeah. No, but that's exactly it. You were only 14, Steve. You didn't care about that shit at the time.
Oh man.
You were just chasing girls. That's what you were doing. Anyway, Steve, let's get back. Let's go back to everything else. Let's get back to everything else that we talked about the video game lives.
That was a fun time of life, though, thinking back on it. Still just before the whole time of getting full jobs and everything. Anyway.
Yeah. Cool, Steve. This is how we'll end this piece. Sega.
Coffee? Tea? Beer. Sega.
So let's go through some of the awards. I know you and I talked about it, so we'll talk right off the bat. Is the game of the year? Game of the year.
This one threw me off because I didn't give it a chance. So I'm going to let you talk onto this because
for sure
this is a game I regret missing after talking to you about it. But take it away.
Yeah, for sure. So I played every game on this list that they had for game of the year. It would be a challenge for me to pick which one I would choose on this one. I'm glad It Takes Two won it. Again, semi-indie. I call it semi-indie because it's done by Anyways, EA publishes it and stuff like that, but it was like an indie developer that develops it. The story is great. I mean, you buy one game, does very much of like the Nintendo Game Boy DS, 3DS style of you buy one game and you can play co-op with your buddy online. They just have to download the
Yeah, I
companion
read that.
app.
That's awesome. You just need one a copy.
Yeah. Yeah. However, you can't play the game by yourself. You need someone else to play it with.
That's probably why they did it, because you
Yeah.
have to play with someone.
Yeah.
So this game,
the story is good. So the base of the story is parents of a young girl
divorce, right?
they're talking about getting divorced, fighting with each other and stuff like that. And then the daughter has a dream, a wish, more or something along those lines, and then changes the parents into these dolls, clay dolls and like cloth dolls. And then you're just trying to like you're working together with your partner, with your wife, to like get back into your human bodies, because you like your soul is now in these dolls. Together. Yeah, and then you work together and all that stuff. So it's really just like it's a pretty heavy story for something that's a co-op platform.
So I noticed it won more than one award. These awards.
It did. I think it's got so like it got nominated for best narrative, which is great.
Marvel. Sorry to grab my phone there. I was just ordering a beer.
Guardians took that. I'm just trying to see here.
They're in here. I put it in the list.
Oh man, why can't I? Oh yeah, best family game, which is weird that that's considered a family game.
Yeah,
I would like it, but anyways, it's good. I'm glad it won. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad it won. More so than Deathloop. I know a lot of people like Deathloop. Don't get me wrong, I like Deathloop. The game story was cool. I'm just not a big fan of these die and repeat type of games where you
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, I'm not like there's a lot of them out there and a lot of people love them. I'm just not one of them. Ratchet and Clank is great, so I'm happy to see that was up there. Psychonauts 2 was another good one that took. I know, pretty much every game it was on up for the best game was listed and or won on something else. So like Psychonauts 2 takes a very hey, a lot of people have issues, like mental health issues, and it takes that consideration into it. And the approach, like everyone's struggling with somebody, you got to remember that, right? Or everyone's struggling with something. So just the way that game played and how they approached it, I really appreciated that. And then like Metroid Dread is, I'm so happy to see that was up as game of the year, right? Like game itself is good. Won best action adventure, which is crazy that it won that. So I'm super happy for that one. And yeah, so anything else here, Steve, on this one that you really want to?
No, I was just going through the list. I realized that there's a whole ton of games I didn't even know existed or would have played, especially when you get into some of the mobile stuff and whatnot. But
yeah,
going down
some of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right?
Guardians of the Galaxy. So you did pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever jump into it? You're probably in the same boat as me. Like, how far did you get into it?
The first hour.
You met the Nova Corp and all that stuff, and then
The problem is, I bought a physical copy.
Yeah.
And my daughter snagged it, and she's like at stage 13 or whatever already. She's just loving the game to death, and I'm letting her play it since I have other things to play. So I'm figuring by the time I get to it, it'll be Christmassy time where I have some time and that. So I'll be playing it.
Yeah, that's I slept on it too much, right? Because I was in between multiple games at the time. So like glad to see Kina on there that won best indie and stuff like that, or best new indie game, that was an excellent game. I love the approach. I was playing that. I only just finished it the Thursday morning that I took off to play Halo.
Oh, because there was a lot of disappointment with people like that They don't release it till 1 p.m. and then everyone's hammering the servers. You bought the disc thinking you can install, you can't.
No, and maybe I could have. I don't know though. Like, so I didn't want to uninstall the whole Halo, like everything I had for Halo, and then try to install it from the disk. So maybe if I tried it that way, it could have worked.
I don't think so. I think I read online that the disc really doesn't do
like
much.
it was just locked behind a disc, which is
Yeah.
very unfortunate that in 15 years, when you and I are, well, when you're old and gray in a walker, I say 15 years.
Jeez, yeah. Man, I hope I got longer than that. You never know.
I was waiting for you to click in when I said 15 years.
I was doing the math. I'm like, first, I already have gray here, and then you're like, in 15 years. Wait, what?
Yeah. But yeah, so like the best that I'm hoping that doesn't is the case, right? But
the same thing I have with not having physical media. They drop the servers. They don't have the service up anymore. Whatever. You paid for that game, but that money's gone now.
Yeah.
So look at the game market now from older games and how much it costs to buy these things.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what though? Like with it being a Microsoft-owned game and it doesn't have trademark music in it and stuff like that, it would probably be okay, right? The reason why you can't play, Project Gotham Racing 3 backwards compatibility on your Xbox Series X is because there's licensing fees and all that stuff that's built into it, right?
Yeah. But if you have that physical disc, it wouldn't care about that because it's not checking in.
But you have to have the console to play on it, right? That's the downfall.
Right. Yeah.
So like it's like the hit, give or take, but that's something we can talk about another day, Steve.
Agreed.
We're almost at Christmas time, so I think you know what, friend. I think we had a good conversation about Halo Game Awards. Next week we'll have a nice little reminiscing about our best Christmas gifts when it comes to Transformers, action figures, video games. Yeah, nice. But yeah, because we're coming up, we're only 14 days. We're 2 weeks away from Christmas. 2 weeks away. And
even a few days from your birthday.
Yeah, a few. I was like, Kathy, how old am I turning? I don't know how old I am right now. I feel like I'm 50. But when I talk to 50-year-olds, they're like, "You're a kid." I'm like, "Screw you! My kid's the same age as your kid, you fucker."
I think you're 33, right?
I'll be 33 in a few days, 5 days, 5 days. Yeah, 5 days.
Still pretty young, man.
I know. I don't feel like I'm that
young body, old soul, right?
When I've got children the same age as people who are your age, so I'm like, oh, this is good. Good stuff. I know. Anyways, I digress.
Well, two that you know of. Yeah.
No. Two that I had two others somewhere else, and they would have been off of a napkin or something. Anyway, Steve, good sir. It's always good chatting with you. I'll let you get back to saving humankind, whatever if you want to call it. I'm going to go back to watching Christmas movies with my children. Maybe try a little bit of Halo before I make my way up.
To be honest, I think my Halo time's done for the day. Probably going to be into some Christmas crafts with the girl. With the girl. I almost said girls, but only one of them's here. So.
Well, Steve, it's a pleasure, as always.
As always, my man.
We will have to make sure we talk about Spider-Man. When do you go see it again?
Friday.
Okay, perfect. So our episode before our Christmas episode where we reminisce, we will give our impression of Star Wars Spider-Man.
Sounds like a plan. I think it's a good one.
And then
I probably might have to add some pictures of my buddy I'm going with since he's dressing up.
Yeah, good. We will try to.
He's not doing the red suit this time. He's doing noir, like the 20s version of Spider-Man. That looks pretty cool.
So he just wants to get his normal clothes on, painted black. Sorry. So if you listen to us,
he's got a pretty good suit. I'll show you.
Nice. Yeah. I'll have to see it. Anyways, Steve, dude, as always,
keep collecting,
keep gaming, and stay safe. Keep safe.
It should be keep. Anyway, cheers, man.
Cheers.